Hello and welcome to an update for my GoFundMe page. Instead of writing a torrent of sentences and words where my fingers aren't necessarily as good as they could be, and I do use speech to text on the headphones, but I basically can't be bothered. I'm going to talk to you into the video camera because it's easier. So I thought I'd give you an update. First thing to say, again, is obviously thank you so much for your generosity in getting me here. Here is brilliant, as I've already said. You know, the clinic is amazing. It's so clean, it's so organised, efficient, the staff are amazing, the machinery is fantastic. I can't speak highly enough of it. So I will repeat that for you for effect. Where am I in my treatment? Well, the treatment went 3 days of pre-tests, then some infusions to get me ready for chemotherapy and to stimulate my stem cells, Then they harvested my stem cells. And after they harvested them and put them and froze them for 4 days, I had chemotherapy. Then I had a day off, and then they reinfused my stem cells. That was probably the most difficult part of the whole treatment, because I had 3 bags of stem cells to go back in. Some people only get 1. It depends how easily they can get your stem cells out. Obviously for me, they struggled to get the stem cells out as easily, so I had 3 bags to manually inject into my catheter in my neck. These catheters in your neck are fantastic because when they come and give you blood tests every morning, they just plug them in, get the blood out and take them out, and I'm basically asleep by the time they've done like 6 or 7 blood tests. It's quite incredible. So I advise having catheters in your neck that go straight into your jugular vein all day long. I'd eat through them and drink through them, and be really easy. So then when they reinserted my stem cells, having killed off my immune system with the chemotherapy, I've been in isolation. I think this is my 6th day of isolation. And they measure all my sort of vital statistics, which look something like that. And basically mine are superstar statistics at the moment. So my immunity level is really low, and they're now artificially bringing it back up with injections to make sure that I have some kind of immunity leaving here. Now, I was originally planning or thinking I would be leaving here on the 10th of April by going straight out of isolation, and then Helen meeting me here, and then we get on a plane and go home. But I think my isolation might, because I'm doing quite well, the isolation might finish a couple of days early, in which case I have a few days of moseying around, recuperating here and building up my immune system, so I'm probably better prepared to get on an aeroplane full of people with germs. So really, in a nutshell, everything is going perfectly to plan here. You know, I'm starting to lose hair on my body in certain places. I'm a little bit unsteady on my feet. My bladder control isn't the best it could be, but those are the sort of things that you're going to expect going through treatments like this. Realistically, so far, fingers crossed, it's going really well. And quite often you hear the trajectory of people that come out of HSCT, where they go along for a year, they get worse for a year before they get back to their pre-HSCT levels and then start improving. So their improvement can come from 1 to 1.5 years later, when they start dropping some of their disability ailments and what have you. Dr. Fedorenko seemed to think that I'm in a good place to just you know, keep that pretty level without having to take that dip. So maybe it's the youth on my side, maybe it's that I've hit this really early, maybe it's just the way my body is, I don't know. But it'd be really interesting to see how my recovery, what course that takes on after I leave here. I'm quietly confident that I'll be in a pretty good place. Obviously, things are going to be interesting with regard to work. I'm planning on going back to work after the summer holidays, but whether I'll be strong enough to take on the full, impact of the normal teaching work, or whether phase return, or what, those are conversations I've got to have that I can't have until I know how I feel. But as far as support from people who have contributed to the GoFundMe campaign, I'm just massively indebted. What's also been interesting is I've done extensive video diaries of my experiences here, everything from showing you around a room to exactly what happens on each day and what you might need and what they do to you. And I've had because I post these on the back channels of the HSET forums, of which there are many, I've had so much positive feedback, and I've been able to help people out and give advice. And that's made it all feel, I suppose, a bit more worthwhile, being able to give something back. So that's been really, really positive, actually, being contacted by randoms, just really appreciating the work that I've done. Because at the end of the day, you're in isolation. What else can you do apart from make videos and write and read and whatnot? So I'm trying to make my time here useful. It's been really nice contacting my family at home through social media. I mean, I speak to my parents more than I do on a weekly basis because they only live around the corner, and yet I'm Skyping them every day. And obviously my family and my boys I speak to every day. And then there's WhatsApp, Skype and Facebook. And basically you're in a constant communication with the rest of the world. So it's not really a lonely existence. I occasionally talk to the walls and ask the fridge questions, but there you go. That's just me being weird. Food has been fine. I've eaten plenty. They feed me up well. If you're fussy, you might have issues, but I'm not fussy. Just eat anything. You can supplement everything from the shop when you can get out, or if you're in isolation, you can ask people to deliver stuff to you, and they clean it up and bring it into your room. So that's fantastic. I'm in hospital whites during isolation. They clean my room. They come and do everything for you, really. It's just a really comfortable and well-organised existence. So essentially, the update is everything's going really well. I'm due to come back on the 10th of April, and jobs are good. Thank you. You're all amazing. I was lucky enough to get a newspaper article before I left, and then a follow-up one afterwards. So if you saw the Portsmouth News, or if you've seen my Facebook, you would have seen it on there. I plaster HSCT stuff all over my Facebook, so I do apologise for boring people senseless. I will relink the playlist to all the videos I've done on my update as well. But hopefully this will suffice to say, here I am. I'm in good health, I'm in good hands, and I'm massively appreciative of you all. Big love to you all, and see you soon.